Hello again. Happy Monday. It's a beautiful day today. There's no wind, perfect temperature, but it is very cloudy. But that's keeping our temperatures down. I think it's only going to hit about 70 today, so I'm not going to complain because it won't be long and we'll be in the triple digits here near Sacramento. So today I thought we'd go through and check out the plants in the front garden, see how everybody's doing. This pot is in a corner. I potted this up last year, I believe, in the fall. And the winter was not kind to us here. We got so much rain. So this little Pilosocereus azureus there is rotted. But the tall one, I think that one looks okay. And then this one, although the color's not great, this one here, I think it's going to be okay. I have some Echeveria Blue Elf in here. And this one is flowering. Like pretty much all the Echeverias are really putting up flowers right now. But I did notice down under here, if you can see down in there, lots of little pups. Got some little new ones growing off the stems down in there, so that's good. This aloe, it's doing okay. It doesn't look great, but it'll look good in the summer because it gets shade here in the late afternoon. And then this Portulacaria Afra, I believe this one's a Variegata, has just struggled. It's not happy here. I don't know why I haven't moved it, but it's hanging on, but it's certainly not thriving. So these two cuttings are from two cactus I bought from a guy in a nursery here. He had chopped a bunch of these off, and then these I brought them home, and they were about 4 feet tall, but really trying to fall over. They were in pretty small pots, so I chopped the tops off, potted them up. I can see how this one is looking thirsty, and it gets protected kind of from the rain back in this corner, so I need to water that because it looks like it's putting on some new growth. You can see how it's getting dark on the top. I think it's starting to actively grow, so I'll need to water that. Here, unknown aloe that somebody gave me. A friend of mine gave me this, and it seems to be happy over here. I have a whole pot of mixed Echeverias. I don't even know what all is in here. There's some sedum back there, Adolphii, there's a Blue Elf, looks like some Vera Higgins. That is an Aeonium Zwartkopf. This one I don't remember the name of. This is a really soft velvety one, but look at the flower, the color of this flower on here. Isn't that pretty? I love this two-toned. Down here I have a bunch of sempervivums. I had these, I bought all these as little plugs, and I had them in the greenhouse, and you know, I kept forgetting to water them, so these ones weren't looking good. So I stuck them all on the ground, and they are really starting to take off now. So I want this whole area filled in. Hello, Buttercup. And up here on my shelf, we have a Euphorbia. This is doing really good, and I see I can never get focused if I get too close. I got to figure this out. But this one right here is starting to get a flower. So I'm thinking this whole thing is going to start flowering soon. So I'm pretty happy. Hey, get out of there! Psst, get, shoo! Oh, this cat. Okay, had to get the cat out of here. She goes wherever she wants. Knocks things over. She's just like a bull in a china shop. So, back to where we are. I believe this is dead. I think, yeah, that's dead. It doesn't look like it, so I just left it in there. Here I have a couple Gymnocalyciums. This one has got lots of little pups. It had a little pup when I got it, but it's got even more now. And it's putting out some buds. This one, you look around the back, I can see it's rotted, but I think that's going to recover. I'm going to leave it alone and see what happens. But this one's doing really good, and it's going to flower for me. This is not flowering yet, but it looks really good. Same with this one. I love the mammillarias. A lot of my mammillarias are flowering right now, but this one's pretty small, so it may just not be mature yet. Another big gymno, and I don't see any buds on this one. But look at this little. This is a Rubicia. Aren't those pretty? Look at how big they are for such a tiny little cactus. And so many. And here is another. Is this a Gymnocalycium? I can't remember what this one is. No buds yet. But look at this. And I don't remember what this is because I shouldn't use those tags because the writing, it just fades. So I'm going to have to look it up and see what this is. But it's going to give me some flowers soon. It's got 3 really large buds on it, so I'm happy. Here's my Medusa cactus. Now I bought this in the fall. And I believe it had just finished flowering and they had just trimmed it up. So I didn't get to see any of the flowers. But as you can see, if it's focusing, it's leafing out and it's got lots of tiny little yellow flower buds coming in. So I'm pretty excited. It's doing good. I still haven't gotten any top dressing on. That will make it look so much better to do that. Okay, and then underneath here where the cat was crawling around, so those are a couple of Victoria Reginae agave pups that I pulled off the main plant because I wanted it as a specimen, but I definitely wanted to keep these babies. So hopefully they'll take off. And you know, I've got a couple friends that would probably each like to have one. I can just, because I don't need 3 of them, but I do want them to grow. I do like these. I want as many of these little rainbow hedgehog cactus as I can get. Now, none of mine have ever flowered. They're all still too young. Actually, wait a minute. Did my other one flower 2 years ago? It might have. I can't remember. So here is my desert rose, and it was in the house, and I kept forgetting to water it. So it's kind of struggling, but I think it'll be happier out here. It'll get some shade in the afternoon, and I'll remember to water it. Did I show you? Here's another Rubicia. I don't think we looked at this one yet. Look at the color on those flowers. That is amazing. So beautiful. This little one is about to give me lots of little tiny flowers. A little bit early. Here's another Gymnocalycium. I bought this one last year, and I thought it died over the winter. I was pretty sure it was dead, but as you can see, if it's focused, there's a flower bud starting, actually 2 of them. So I'm excited because it did flower for me last year. And then here we have agave. I don't remember what this one's called. I bought it at the street fair in Galt last year, and it really struggled over the winter, but it is doing really good now. Here we have another, is this a, I don't think that's a gymno, but look at the flowers on that. It's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably within a week those will open. No flower buds on this guy, but you can see it did get some damage from too much rain. It's got a lot of splits in it, but it's got a lot of new growth. And another tiny little gymno. And I have another one like this, and I think it stays about that size. Okay, over here, I believe this was a Straussii, and I had this in the ground for years, actually in a pot, but it had grown into the ground, and it looked horrible. As you can see, the rootstock is all it's just old. So I chopped it up for parts, and look at all the new growth on this. I was gonna toss this part because it just looks so bad, but I'm glad I didn't because it's really growing. And here are some of the smaller pieces. It looks like a couple of them, like that. I think this one died. Ow, they're sharp. That one might still be alive. This one's doing good. And this one, it was doing good. It started to die off. And I think I'll just cut that top part off. See what happens. Here's an aloe. I'm not sure what it is. Or is that a Gasteria? Gasteria. This was a friend of mine gave me this. I love this thing. Over here, we have an Opuntia, depends on who pronounces it. Oh, sorry, I'm picking a weed here. It's starting to get some new growth down there. I have to really keep this cut back because this thing goes crazy. And then this euphorbia, which I love, I was bringing it in, can't talk, bringing it in every night to protect it from the cold. And then one night I left it out, it got down to 43, and it got quite a bit of frost damage. You can see down on the bottom, and then there's some at the top, but I pointed it the other way so you can't see it. But it's coming back, so it's leafing out. And now I can leave it out because it's not getting down below. It's staying up in the 50s pretty much every night. So here is some more Portulacaria Afra Variegata, which is doing okay. Well, actually it's doing better than okay. It's doing really well. So it likes this spot. I don't know what this aloe is. I've had it for many years, but it's about to give me a bloom. And we've got some Aeonium kiwis right in here. They're so pretty. And then some agavoides, Echeveria agavoides. I need to fill in this area because I lost quite a few plants to the frost. Oh, over here underneath, see that Aeonium? I don't know what that is. It's a Merlot or maybe silk. I'm not sure. It was given to me. It was one little teeny piece and that thing just took off. But underneath there, in between the ghosties, is another Sempervivum colony that I started down there, and it's doing really good. But I started that last year in, I believe, September, so it's had a lot more time to grow. So we'll come around the other way. And this Eve's Needle, oh, it's getting some new growth. So it's starting to recover. It had a lot of damage from the frost. It did not like this cold here, but it's coming back. And I've got a Black Prince, and is that Blue Atoll or is that Imbricata? I can't remember this Echeveria here, but I love the Black Prince. I like the green in the middle. This is really cool. And then this cactus, this is one of my favorites. And it's got a bunch of flower buds. This gets the most beautiful, it's like a purplish, I don't know what color you call it, magenta maybe. Beautiful flowers on it. And that's about to flower. This I put in the ground last year. It's been in a pot for years. And then this little one, don't know what that one is either. I've had it for many years. Put it in the ground and you can see it's got a lot of new little buds on it. My Fred Ives over here has got a flower coming out. And then over here I have this, I don't know what this one is. Had this for many years in a pot too, and it always looked horrible. I put it in the ground in October last year and it is taken off, and I think it's going to flower. In the middle that looks like flower buds starting. Some more Echeveria Blue Elf, another really cool aloe. Hopefully that'll take off this year. Ghosties, I have ghosties everywhere. This little plant is a Melocactus. No buds on there yet. And I'm gonna walk backwards, try not to trip over anything.